This is a 3D printer. In this video, I will go over the basics of 3D printing. This is a 3D model of Abraham Lincoln's head. I printed it today on the 3D printer. I wanted to print something substantial so I could practice the leveling in the machine, which often has to be perfect for the print to work correctly. While Abraham Lincoln was printing, I created a 3D musket ball in Google Sketch. After creating the 3D model of the musket ball in Google Sketch, I imported it into the Maker software for the 3D printer. You have to do this before you can put it on the printer. But a 3D circle looks like it should be easy, and it probably is for most people, but I am not familiar with Google Sketch, so I had to Google most of the steps. In the end, it was pretty easy. It's just a little time consuming. Eventually, I would like to have kids designing historical artifacts and then printing them on the machine. Google Sketch is pretty easy to use, but I'm not sure that it's perfect for middle school. I found another software called FabLab Model Maker, which I think is basic enough for middle school kids. You can quickly make 3D objects, you can stack them on top of each other. It's pretty intuitive. Sometimes when you have objects really close together, it is a little messy on screen. You have to be very careful what you're selecting. But I think middle school kids could definitely use this program to design basic historical artifacts. Having a clean build plate is very important. After I build an object, I use a scraper that was designed to take off stickers off of cars to remove what's stuck onto the build plate. It works perfectly. Then I use an alcohol pad to clean the surface. And finally, I take a clean cloth to wipe it down. The Maker software is used to put your 3D objects on an SD card, and the SD card is placed into the 3D printer, so the 3D printer can read it and then make the object. Most of the objects I have done on the printer so far have been preset on the card, or I've downloaded them from websites like Thinkiverse, or the Lincoln was downloaded from the Smithsonian website. This is a little bit different because I actually designed the object myself in Google Sketch, but it's the same process. I have to bring that object into Maker and then export it to the SD card. And so it's pretty much already set. And something small like the musket ball will export very quickly to the SD card. Slides right into the machine. One of the most important parts of 3D printing is leveling the build plate. To level the build plate, you take a piece of paper and check each point to make sure that it can barely slip through each point. I use a non-stick post-it as an easy way to get a piece of paper in there to check each point. The machine guides you through this process. Loading the filament, make sure you cut off the tip to make sure it's flat. You'll feel the filament will catch when the extruder gets it. The printer is now making the musket ball. The musket ball should be a simple print and not take very long. I am excited though because this is an object I actually created instead of one I downloaded from the website.